Remember when you watched a movie or played a game to, I don't know, escape reality? Yeah, that's gone. Nowadays, you sit down to relax and suddenly Superman's giving you a TED talk about income inequality, Captain Marvel's lecturing you about the patriarchy, and your favorite RPG won't let you start until you pick your goddamn gender. Fantastic. Just what I wanted, a sociology class in my downtime. Hobbies were once sacred. Movies, comics, and games were supposed to be a door to another world, a break from bills, politics, and Twitter flame wars. Think about the classics. Indiana Jones wasn't teaching you how to vote. He was punching Nazis and finding treasure. That's what made him timeless. Hobbies worked because they gave you something bigger than your own problems. Adventure, heroic tales, romance, mystery. It was about wonder, not lectures. Now, if Indiana Jones was made today, half the runtime would be him apologizing for cultural appropriation before stealing the idol anyway. Somewhere around the 2010s, Hollywood and gaming execs decided entertainment wasn't about fun anymore. It was about messaging. Suddenly, every studio boardroom turned into a campaign office. Characters stopped being characters and became mouthpieces. Instead of villains with goals, we got evil corporations, which, funnily enough, are written by giant corporations. And we noticed. We didn't sign up to be preached at. We signed up for stories. If I wanted to be guilt-tripped by a millionaire, I just call my student loan provider. Stories last when they're timeless. Shakespeare still works because betrayal and ambition don't expire. Star Wars worked because it was myth, not policy. When you tie a story to a political moment, it has an expiration date. That's why so many modern movies feel like spoiled milk a year later. And here's the kicker. Heavy-handed politics make bad art. Instead of creating layered characters, writers reduce them to checkboxes. That's why villains today feel boring. They aren't exploring the human condition. They're just that guy who stands against the message. Remember when villains wanted to rule the world? Now, they just want to stop the main character's diversity seminar. This is why fans are turning on critics and trusting YouTubers instead. Critics will give a movie a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes for bold political commentary, while fans give it a 12% for being unwatchable. Fans want authenticity. They can smell when a character is being written to fit an agenda. That's why memes and fan edits are thriving. People crave genuine fun. Hobbies used to unite people. Didn't matter if you were left, right, or center. Everyone could enjoy Spider-Man. Now, the stories themselves draw lines in the sand. If you don't clap hard enough for the message, you're part of the problem. That kills the magic. Hobbies should unite us around adventure, not divide us into camps. Imagine if The Lord of the Rings was made today. Frodo wouldn't be destroying the One Ring. He'd be lobbying for ring equity in Gondor. Ironically, indie creators, YouTubers, and small publishers are saving hobbies. They're making content because they love it, not because they have to check a corporate spreadsheet of approved values. Look at games like Hades, Hollow Knight, or fan projects that blow corporate ones out of the water. Hobbies survive where passion exists. But how do we fix it? Simple. Bring back timeless storytelling. Write about human nature, not hashtags. Trust your audience. They don't need to be lectured. They want to be entertained. Stop confusing art with activism. They're not the same thing. Art can explore politics, sure, but once it becomes propaganda, it dies. Remember, people don't rewatch The Dark Knight for a political speech. They rewatch it because the Joker's chaos feels real, and Batman's struggle feels eternal. At the end of the day, hobbies are about reminding us there's more to life than the grind. It gives us wonder, courage, and joy. But when politics takes over, it kills that spark. They stop being a refuge and become just another battlefield. And honestly, we've got enough of those in real life. Let heroes be heroes, let villains be villains, and let stories take us anywhere but here. Because if I wanted real-world politics shoved in my face, I'd just turn on the news. And trust me, the news already has worse writing than most Marvel movies.